What's up, guys? Back on Liquid Therapy with my boy Trevor. You got me, K to the Breezy, Kenny T, on another podcast video. So, tell the folks about you, Trevor. Like, where you from, what you do, what you about.
Well, obviously we're friends, so I don't have much going on in life. No, we've been friends since high school. So we both went to Maryville. Obviously, if they know you, they know at least a little background about me.
Yeah.
But probably the love of cars brought us together, if you think about it, because we were gearheads, and that made us go to the car meets, and we became friends over the car meets and stuff like that. No, there's Corey. I was gonna say I'm like one of the only ones that really took that into a career-wise. So
Yeah, you and Corey. That's about it.
yeah, I'm a career mechanic at this point.
George did a little bit though. He's now selling tools though.
Yeah, George, and then even AJ.
Yep.
Kind of moved into like the more retail side of it rather than the service side. AJ taught me a lot of what I know, so he definitely has that experience, but he's not turning wrenches every day. And more power to him. Cause
Yeah.
him and George are making good money. You can't complain about the money, you know.
What did you sell tools at the Macco?
Mac tools.
Mac Tools. That's where they get people.
Yeah, no. Well, Mac isn't like Snap-on where it's like you're paying an arm and a leg for everything. But, Mac's not going to give you a cool new coat every year either.
Yeah, I saw that jacket too. It's nice.
They tried today. Literally, my Snap-on guy was at my shop today.
Was it tan?
No, it's like an olive drab green, and as you could tell by the hoodie I'm wearing right now, I'm a fucking sucker for hoodie green. But they got it's like you have to buy 2 sets of extensions, and each set is like $150 to $200.
Yeah,
so,
nope.
Yeah, you want a $400 coat? Is that what you want? No. I told him, I was like, how much are you just gonna sell me the coat for? I just want the coat. And he's like, oh, it was like $100. I was like, fuck you, it's like 60, dick.
That's how they get you.
No, my Snap-on guy's cool. He was fucking around for quite a while. He's starting to get his stride because we got a new Snap-on guy. So the way it works is, the people want to shit on one brand or the other, but a big thing depends on the quality of the person who's running that route. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, that was a little loud.
Because think about it. If you're selling the bottom of the barrel tools, but you're a good salesman, you'll sell tools. But a lot of it comes down to the customer service afterwards. Are you showing up every week warrantying out my tools? Are you?
See, I never thought about that.
Yeah, because dude, that's like 90% of what I deal with now is because when I had Tom Cooper out there for years, he was my Snap-on guy, and he was great. And then I worked in Dyer for a year, and I had a different Snap-on guy, which I'm not going to say names because I don't know how far this is going to go. But that Snap-on guy sucked. He was terrible. So he kind of ruined Snap-on for me for a while. And when I went back out to Tom, I really enjoyed working with Tom again when I moved back out to Valpo to work. But then Tom retired, so now I have this new guy, Lance. And Lance is pretty good. He was like, he'd go no-show for a month, 2 months at a time. That makes it bad as far as if I need stuff warranted. You could get a hold of him a little bit, but it was like pulling teeth to get him to show up. Now he's been at the shop probably 7 out of the last 8 weeks, which is pretty consistent. Which we don't really need that. Like I even told him, I was like, now that AJ runs a route, like I know the background and how it works for tool guys, especially because we're a small shop. And I'm really the only one buying tools, and I don't buy very often. So it's like, I get it. You don't need to come here every week. Like, you can come here every other week. But, like, if you go a month, 2 months without seeing me, that kind of sucks if I got a broken fucking socket.
So they only come once a week instead of, like, twice a week.
Yeah, no, most tools guys are only going to stop at your shop once a week. Most tool guys. Okay. But I told him he can come once every other week. Like, I feel like that's reasonable for as much volume as he's getting out of us. Because, like I said, now that I know what AJ, how that works. I know the background that goes into it. And if you're not making money when you're coming into these shops, our shop for a long time, we didn't spend a dime on Snap-on, but we've spent thousands over the years. So you have to still be our service there for warranty tools and things like that. but our shop owner just bought like a new scan tool, and so it was like a big deal. We got like free Carhartt hoodies.
Damn.
With Snap-on embroidered on them. Yeah, like we haven't gotten the hoodies yet. But
How much is a scan tool?
I personally don't know, but I would assume like anywhere between $8,000 and $15,000. But it came with 2 scan tools and like a lot of updated stuff. But yeah, no, you're talking a ridiculous amount of money. They gave us every employee at the shop got a free new Snap-on hoodie that's made by Carhartt. It's not like their cheap Chinese crap that they just rebrand. Like it's
damn,
He
dude.
had to custom order them. And then the shop owner himself got a trailer hitch mounted umbrella. It's for like tailgating. You like put it in your trailer hitch, and it's like it fits like 8 to 10 people underneath this giant ass umbrella.
Yeah.
It's like a $400 Amazon umbrella if you find it on Amazon, but because it's not on Amazon, or because you get it from Snap-on, you know, you're gonna pay for a $10,000 Snap-on scan tool to get
Fuck
it.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know what you just.
down.
Yeah, I was gonna say it got real quiet all of a sudden in my ears.
I don't want to keep turning it like too far up. I
But
feel
it's
like
fine.
my voice carries a lot
Maybe
more than
well,
you.
You're leaning into the mic a lot more, and you got a deeper voice. I got that baby voice, that prepubescent little boy voice. But I mean, we're again not getting off track like we were talking about.
Yeah.
I 28 now. God, we're getting old.
I'm the old buck
Yeah,
in the group.
You're 30. Adam just turned 30.
Yeah,
That's
it-
crazy to me. You guys got kids and shit.
I got one.
I know, but like he's got 3.
Yeah, that's
That's
too much
crazy.
for me.
That's
I'm stopping
crazy,
at
man.
2. That's it.
I'd be happy. I'd settle for a wife.
You say that.
Let me just figure that shit out first. Now,
Until you live
I
with
want a kid. Like, don't get me wrong, I want a kid. I'd love to raise a little hell-raising Trevor Jr. But
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be a lot.
every time like I think about it, I'm like, man, it'd be so cool if I could teach a kid how to fucking throw a punch right now, or teach a kid like how to lift some weights. That's some buff-ass little kid.
Yeah, that's true. Especially how you getting. That's another subject right there, dude. What was the heaviest you weighed? What year was that?
So I think the heaviest probably was like 2019 at some point. And I can't say for sure, but I would assume I probably weighed between 310 and 315. But the heaviest I ever actually weighed myself at, because once I got to that big, I didn't even own a scale, but I knew in the back of my head like I'm at the point where like every time I'd weigh in, it was like something ridiculous. But like the heaviest I actually weighed in at my scale at home was 305, and then that's why I was like, all right, because like my test was always, you know, can I do 10 push-ups?
Yeah.
And even at 300 pounds, I could do 10 push-ups, but I was like
Winded, like
dying at the end of 10. Like I'm struggling to get that 10. Now I could probably do about 50.
Jesus, I can't even do that, man. Got me wondering what am I doing with my life over here.
Well, I mean, I think that working out definitely shouldn't be like it doesn't matter how many push-ups you can do. It's just cool to say you could do 50. But it's the way I think of it is more working out I do, and like you've obviously known me through all of this, but my mental health has progressed just as much as my physical health.
Oh yeah.
I was in a rough spot for a long time. Even though like I feel like I was getting better here and there on certain things, but like just absolutely turning my life around was something that the weight just when it started coming off, it was a byproduct. And I feel like even in the past 2 years, since 2020, well, I guess 2021, thinking back to then, I had already lost 60 to 80 pounds, but I've already, like, even since then, like, if you look at pictures from me back then, or even if you, like, knowing me then, like, I'm a completely different person than I was then, and that was after I decided to make these changes.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of what you need to do in life is not settle for, like, what you're at now and thinking, you know what?
You can do more.
Yeah, you could always do more. Whether it's like just for example, because it's what I do. Like every time I go to the gym, I'm always like, you know, I could push myself a little harder today. I could do something that makes today harder, and it's not like you get that like that Joe Rogan.
No.
He,
No.
he asked Dr. Phil, what you got there? Some notes? And he goes, I got some statistics I might bring up. I told everybody at the shop what I said today. What do you want to talk about on the podcast?
Oh, God. Oh, God. What was it that you said?
The black crime rate. And
Yeah,
here's the
done
best part.
with you.
And the best part, they're all like, yeah, what's the funny? I was like, my friend is black. And they're like, all right,
I don't.
Nard,
All the black
you have to
humor.
edit this part out, but I got a bad joke for you.
No, go ahead.
Why are there no pharmacies in Africa?
Why?
You can't take meds on an empty stomach.
That's so bad, dude. That's bad.
That's pretty rough. Pretty bad.
I got one for you.
All right, let's hear it.
Why don't black people like taking cruises?
I don't know why.
They already been fooled by that once.
Oh, that's bad. That's way worse than mine.
Yeah.
People are actually starving, but that's straight slavery.
I got a few good ones. I
mean, you could tell. I'm not at liberty to say all that.
No, I can't remember the other black one though.
What do you got wrote down here? What's you got questions or is it just topics?
No, it's just the intro of it. Tell me about yourself, what you do.
I'm a mechanic.
What are you into?
So obviously cars. I dabble in the gun stuff a bit. Motorcycles, not as much as cars, even though I have a motorcycle and all that. It's funny, if you go throughout our whole friend group, you can kind of touch base with there's like me who's more cars, little motorcycle, little guns. Then you have AJ who's big guns, little cars, little motorcycle, he's more motorcycle than me for sure. Mm-hmm. And then he's got like a lot of knowledge behind like government and stuff like that,
See, that would be a good podcast with him doing.
Yeah, I bet he could. I mean, I could do. If me and him sit down on politics, there's a lot of stuff we can get into. I mean, politics stuff is really.
That's what I have written down. Your opinion.
With that heavy.
Your opinion on what, how the world is going today.
On what? Like, on which front?
Just basically your middle class people, like your blue collar workers, and just.
Well, especially right now would be a good time to talk about that with a labor union strike.
Yes,
you're a big labor guy or union guy. So
Local 150.
So you're probably on the side of the UAW, huh?
Yes, in a sense.
It's a little ridiculous that they want a 36-hour work week.
Yeah, because
and
I'm begging for 40.
And they want like $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Minimum with 36 hours a week. That's pretty insane. And it's one thing if it was like they're doing the world's high quality work. You know? Yeah. But how many times, I can tell you as a mechanic, how many times shit comes from the factory fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
But then they look at that as job security for mechanics.
That's bullshit. I mean, it's not even things that I'm fixing. Like, it's like just low quality. It's something that, like, doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. Mm-hmm. But especially with the price of cars now, you're talking, motherfuckers, how is it that Ford sells the most vehicles, right? They're like the biggest car brand in America. They sell the most like pickup trucks.
Really?
Yeah, Ford, the F-150 is like the best-selling vehicle in the United States every year. But
GMC.
An F-150 fully loaded is like 80 or 90 grand. Who in the fuck can afford that right now?
Not right now, no one can. But if you go back like 3 or 4 years before COVID, everybody could fucking afford it.
No, but not 90 grand before COVID.
Well, it wouldn't be 90 grand before COVID.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But before COVID, it was like things were starting to get out of hand a little bit with the price-wise. But shit, I mean, look at it this way. You know that Capital One and a lot of different banks are getting out of doing car loans. Like
really?
Like straight up not doing car loans anymore. You know why? Because the whole car market is a sham. You're paying $100,000 for a car. Like, say you want to get yourself a nice new car. Remember when Escalades first hit $100,000 and everyone's like, "Oh my God, there's $100,000."
Now they're $150,000.
Now a fucking F-250 is $100,000, and it's not even the nicest one. How insane is that?
The GMC that I want, the AT4X that just released, is I built one online. 95 grand.
How? When you get it, like, when you drive it around for a day, you're like, man, this is a really nice truck. This is, but like at the end of the day, how many years of work do you have to work to afford that truck? I'm not talking how many like payments. I'm talking about actual days of work. Because if you think about it, that's 94 grand MSRP.
Yeah.
That doesn't include tax.
Nope.
That doesn't include, your gas guzzler taxes.
Insurance.
But here's the bottom line. Then your interest on the loan that you have to take out. That truck's going to be an easy 120 by the time you're done paying it off. So 120. How much do you make a year? 120? So you have to work an entire 1 year of your life to afford a vehicle that isn't going to last you but 5 years?
True.
And how many times is that car going to break down on you in that 5 years? Most of the time.
It is a diesel.
Yeah, but you say diesel as if that's like...
It's not.
Diesel,
it's more expensive.
Well, diesel used to mean more reliable. It no longer means that.
Well, it's because they got the DEF shit now.
Yeah, all that emissions bullshit.
And then now the newer trucks, you can't delete them because all the it's illegal now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I really think that, as far as government goes, it's one of those conspiracy theories that I have, is that the government is actively trying to kill the diesel market for consumers. Because
that's bullshit.
Yeah, because you think about it, everything that they do to add to the diesel, it's going to make it to where you're like, I can't even afford to do this. I'm just not going to do it anymore.
Well, then what are they going to do about all the trucks, the semis?
Well, that's the thing. That's not consumer. That's commercial. Yeah. So if you're a $1 billion company, you can afford it.
Yeah.
But if you're a Kennard Turner that makes decent money, we're not broke motherfuckers here. No. But we can't afford to maintain a nice new diesel truck.
Not in this economy.
Not ever. If they keep adding these things to the trucks, they're adding things that make the trucks less reliable. Like, think about back in the 1940s, 50s, 60s. Everything they came out with for vehicles was to make them more reliable, more powerful, more they wanted more out of what they had. If you think about it, look back at the 1970s. Cadillac had an 8-liter V8 or a 600 cubic inch motor. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous engine size. And they're pulling 190 horsepower out of it. There's no power and you have all this engine, right? Yeah. So for years they spent all this R&D and research going back to try and find how can we squeeze every bit of power out of what we have. So then they could get all the way down to a 5.3 in 2000 where they can get 300 horsepower. You're talking half the engine and double the power. Yeah. Then they started adding things like variable valve timing, which in the beginning it was rough, and then they had a lot of issues with it. But variable valve timing overall is a very good thing because then it removes your need for a cam. Like if you have VVT, yeah, everyone likes the chop. Yeah. But when it comes to VVT, it gives you the power of having a mild cam while you're driving and you're on it, But when you want to just drive around in the city and you're not hammering on it, then it gives you the economy of not having a cam because a cam doesn't exactly help your gas mileage. So VVT in theory is great. Same with anything, all this stuff like direct injection. It's great in theory. Diesels have been using direct injection for years. It's weird for a diesel to not be direct injected. That's why you hear guys talk about the IDI, the old Ford diesels. Yeah. That's because that's because it's an indirect injection, IDI. Every diesel has been direct injection.
I just learned something new.
Yeah. Direct injection, you know what that means, right? So direct injection is instead of it having the fuel injector in the intake manifold and spraying it over top of your intake valve, it directly injects the fuel into the combustion chamber. So GM switched to that on the LS space. It's when they switched to, I believe that's why they started calling them LTs again. is because then they switched it
So
to
they
the
just started doing that again.
recently. Yeah. So your truck is
No, I think
your truck is direct injected.
is it really?
Yep.
I thought they started doing that in like 2018, 2019.
2014.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
When they
gotta sell the
switched-
truck.
No, I mean that's the thing. Like it works great in theory.
Yeah.
But I've seen more like newer cars with that first few years of the direct injection for gasoline. The injectors fail more often because it's like a new design for them, so they're still kind of hammering out the kinks. But
Yeah.
B, it puts those injectors under a lot more of a stress load because they're literally the nozzle of that injector is in the cylinder.
So, what if I wanted to slap a supercharger on a truck?
I believe, it would be just like anything else. The supercharger that's made to fit would fit, but I think because of it being direct injection, it would actually, depending on how far or how big the supercharger is and how much boost you have, I think you can tune those injectors to be much more powerful because they are direct injection. So you could actually make direct injection work. But when you add direct injection, then you have the things like your high pressure fuel pump. So then you add that part. So it's like the more things that you do, the more parts you're
Supporting
adding.
mods.
No, not supporting mods. Like when from factory. So like if you have direct injection, you have to have a high pressure fuel pump. So now you've added another part to the car. Because you wanted a direct injection, you have to have a high pressure fuel pump.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, diesels have been using, they call them injection pumps. But that's a high pressure fuel pump.
Yeah.
So you have your lift pump from the gas tank to the high pressure pump, or on a diesel they call them your injection pumps. So you have a lift pump, injection pump, injectors. That's it. On gasoline engines they call them your fuel pump, your high pressure fuel pump, and then your direct injection injectors. Yeah.
Man,
This is a very technical like podcast all of a sudden, but
well, no, that's why I'm glad Trevor is very technical about.
Car
He's
stuff.
yes. I'm not the. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm an
enthusiast.
enthusiast. You're a pro, basically.
Yeah, well, there's still. I hate to make it sound like that, but it's
No, but you know your shit.
Yeah, I get much more into the technical background of it because this is what I do every day. There's even like when I got to go get my truck, Brian's truck, tuned from David.
Did you actually end up getting that done?
Yeah, it's
Really?
done. Yeah, I'm doing the headers on that truck this weekend.
You still got Brian's truck at the house?
Yeah, I have, dude. Okay, did I not tell you?
No.
Okay, so Brian's truck, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. My brother Rob needed to use a car.
Yeah.
So,
I remember you told me about that.
Yeah, so he hit up Chuck to use Brian's truck. So Brian's truck, we didn't really want all those miles on it. At the time, Rob was working in South Bend, so an hour drive or so. So we didn't want Rob racking up all those miles on that truck. So Chuck hit me up and was like, hey, would you be willing? He was like, first of all, is the Crown Vic reliable? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, would it make it to South Bend and back? And I was like, I'd drive that thing anyway. I'd drive that Crown Vic across the country right now, no hesitation. And he's like, okay. Would you be okay with letting Rob use that and then you come get Brian's truck and just drive Brian's truck for the time being? And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I didn't even need a reason why.
Yeah.
I love Brian's truck. I'll drive Brian's truck.
And that's why I'm still surprised. Like I can honestly see this going into you actually keeping it. I can see it happening. That smile on your face, little Grinch smile.
So that's why I'm telling you about this. So this was probably a month, maybe 2 months ago that this happened, where I went and swapped out Brian's truck. I picked up Rob in my car in the Crown Vic. We drove out to Chuck's house. I picked up Brian's truck from Chuck. Took it back with me. I was driving around for a few weeks at the time. I'd fixed a bunch of little things on it that needed fixed. And I drove back out to Chuck's house, and me and Chuck had one of those nights where we just chill, drink, hang out, and then I spent the night there. But while I was talking to him, I was like, yeah, when I bring the truck back after this and this, and he like stopped me, and he looked at me, and he was like, hey, so I didn't want to tell you this over the phone, and I really wasn't sure how to talk to you about this, but I think it's time that you keep Brian's truck.
Dude, that just gave me goosebumps.
Dude, you have no idea. Like, I felt like all of the blood rushed out of me when he told me that. I was like, because in my head, like, I've always kind of thought in the back of my head that it should be mine, but I've
I
never.
always thought that.
Apparently, a lot of people have, but like, I'm never in the spot where it's like I don't have a big garage like this where I can keep it, you know. So I don't want it parked in the house.
You're more than welcome to bring it over.
I really appreciate that. I really do, because I even told him when he told me that, I was like, dude, obviously I want the truck, and I appreciate you saying that, but I don't want it parked on the street at my house if I can't, like, and at the same time, I don't want to be driving it all the time either. Like, it's nice to drive it, but like, I don't want that to be my primary mode of transportation. But so yeah, pretty much Brian's truck is getting titled in my name, and
Yes, dude. Hell, that is.
it's about time.
Dude,
12,
goosebumps.
12 years later,
I got goosebumps. Well, tell them about that truck. You gotta.
You're right. So, a little background story there. We're gonna go touch back on where I come from, who I am. I come from a family of 8 siblings. I'm the 8th of 8.
8.
Yeah,
It's insane.
big family. 4 of my older brothers. We've talked about quite a few of them: Chuck, Rob, AJ.
I met
Brian.
I think all of them. Yeah.
Maybe Randy. I don't know if you've met Randy.
Yeah, he used to live at this house. When I used to live with you,
Yeah.
I met Randy.
Yeah.
His crazy girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad she's gone. So Randy, all of my family, a little bit crazy. We had 8 of us, and 4 of them were in the service, and then obviously my brother Brian didn't make it home. He was killed in Afghanistan in 2012, and at the time when he left, he decided to take his truck, which was a 2001 Silverado. He took his truck, which is his pride and joy. He had all this. I mean, what's funny is thinking back and like remembering Brian was a 21-year-old. So a lot of the mods that he did to his truck were what 21-year-olds.
Yeah, well, basically what we did to our cars.
Yeah. When you look back, it's a little cringy.
Yeah.
But we wanted to keep the overall essence of it, because when he left the truck at Chuck's house, it was because he knew Chuck wasn't going to be driving it around. Like, he wanted it to be sitting for when he got home. And so he gave the truck to Chuck, but not to title it in his name or anything, pretty much to just let it sit at his house until he gets home in a year, because that's how deployments work when you're in the National Guard.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he didn't make it home. So Chuck took Brian's truck, and there was really no plan in place for it. Like, Brian had a will and all that. So technically, it was my mom's. Like, everything that Brian had pretty much went to my mom. So it was my mom's decision. And at the time, my brother AJ, who was a mechanic, said that he didn't need it because he had a shop truck, or not a shop truck, but he had a work truck, a work vehicle that was given to him, and then he had a Suburban at the time too. So the deal was that he didn't need to drive it. Well, as soon as he got it, he ended up driving it because his Suburban blew up and he didn't work at the place that he worked at, so he ended up driving it. He put quite a few miles on it, got into a couple of accidents with it. And neither one of them were his fault, but I mean, it just still happened.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting, the tires on it got real wore out. The speakers ended up blowing because Brian had subwoofers in it. The speakers ended up blowing. There was just a lot of things. It was a truck that needed a lot of work at the time. It was still a nice truck, but it just needed a lot of love. And AJ didn't have the time or money or effort to put into it, so he ended up giving it back to Chuck. And Chuck kept it for a few years. I remember I needed a vehicle it was maybe 6 months. I drove it back when I lived in Maryville.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I remember that.
Yeah, I had it for a little while. I painted some things on it. I was 21, 22 at the time.
So you were adding on to the extra stuff.
Yeah, I did like a terrible exhaust cutout on it where you just flip a switch.
You
and
didn't fix that
dumps
yet,
it.
did you?
Yeah, no, it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I did when I got it this time. Apparently the cutout broke, like it quit working. So Chuck shut it, got it to shut, and then disconnected everything, but it still leaked. So I definitely got rid of that. That was like first weekend I had the thing this time. I fixed that. But so Brian's truck has kind of just always been in the family.
Yeah.
And it sat at Chuck's for years.
Well, I remember when I went to Chuck's, it was sitting in the pole barn that he had out there.
Yeah, it stopped sitting in the pole barn and started sitting outside the pole barn. Yeah, the paint's all sun faded.
Didn't he get the bed fixed too?
I helped him with that. He bought a whole nother Silverado. That was a 99.
Damn.
Same body style. We bought a whole nother one. It had the differential in the rear was gutted. There was no engine, and the transmission was blown.
We just needed it for the body parts.
We took it back to his house, swapped the bed, complete bed swap with a rust-free bed, and
Black?
then yeah.
Nice.
It's not perfect. There's some stuff on the passenger rear that's been patched, and it's not patched well.
Yeah.
So, but the rockers and cab corners got done a few years, like 5 years back. But again, the paint's all sun faded, and it's got scratches all over and swirl marks, and it's bad. I mean, the paint's rough.
Take it to, I don't want to say, is that Anthony?
No, it's too far past correction.
Well, no, he can, for a decent price, he can get it taken care of.
No, it's to the point where it needs a paint job.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
He painted my hood on the Volkswagen.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, right now AJ has a place in Griffith or something like that. He said that they're not called a body shop. He calls himself a craftsman.
Oh.
Because body shops fix collision damage for insurance companies.
Yeah.
And they fix it up to the insurance quality. He said he doesn't want to be a shop that does that. He wants to be a shop that he fixes things until they're right. Like by anyone's standards.
People can say a lot of things.
No, I get it for sure, and I'm skeptical. But the guy that did the body work on it before didn't do a great job. So the driver's side is already starting to rust again, and it needs a whole new paint job. But this winter. That's another reason why I wanted to get the truck that I have now up and running. I technically sold the Crown Vic now.
Really?
Yeah, to Rob.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's been driving it, and he was like, yeah, I'll buy it. And I gave him a decent price on it. I mean, I still made some money on it, but over the years of me having it, I probably made no money back, but probably just got my investment back. I mean, what more can you ask for? I'm breaking even.
That thing was meant, though, honestly. In my opinion, you took care of it.
Yeah, but
It was a fun Crown Vic.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, all of them are fun.
Yeah.
It's ugly. I mean, it's beat up, it's rusty, but
So
it's solid.
you're gonna drive the truck you just got.
And Brian's truck, hopefully this winter, I'm going to take it to the body shop and I will let him have it all winter to fix it. Like, I'm not in a rush. Like, fix it as slow as you need to.
I don't know, man. Like, I have faith in Anthony. He just redid his whole freaking Avalanche, repainted it all and everything. He did it on his own dime and everything. Like, but he still, like, he basically runs that whole shop.
Anthony?
I don't think you ever met Anthony. He was here with. He's basically David's brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Because Anthony married Casey's, which is David's wife, sister, all that stuff. But good guy. He go to a fucking auto show, dude, and just be like, "Yep, that's swirled. Yeah, you can't touch that anymore. That's over with and done with." Like, he knows what the hell he's doing. He's
cool.
Real good. I trust him with everything.
Yeah, no, I'm open to a suggestion here, but AJ's helping. Like, AJ volunteered to help with the bodywork payment too.
Oh.
Yeah, he said no. Hey, he told me go get body quotes, and he said back then when he had it, he couldn't afford it. Now he can afford to help out with it. So no,
That's one thing. I don't like going out to eat with him.
Oh, AJ?
Yeah, terrible.
I know, dude. Everywhere we go, like whether it's on a motorcycle ride and we stop somewhere and get a drink or something, and the motherfucker tries to pay for everything. It's like, you make me feel like I'm your little bitch. Let me buy something.
Oh man,
dude, he wouldn't even let me buy, like, I bought like chapstick one time and he needed like an aspirin. He wouldn't even let me buy him an aspirin. I'm like, bro, you literally paid for my breakfast and my lunch today. Just let me buy you a fucking Advil.
I'm really happy that you're actually getting that truck, man.
It really, like, when Chuck and I talk about it in passing almost, like, I tried to like downplay it, but dude, I could feel like the hair on my neck stand up when he said it. Like, I was like, oh my God. Because I've always thought, like, once I get a place and I'm confident I can have a safe spot for it, and I know it's going to be, taken care of, I'm going to bring the case to Chuck where I'm like, hey, I have a place for it. I think it should be my truck. But the fact that he brought it up first.
It flowed it feels a whole lot better that way.
It really did. Like I've always kind of been like dreading, like trying to have that talk with Chuck because I don't know if how Chuck would have taken it, especially with everything that me and Chuck went through there for a little while. But yeah, crazy. I didn't know how he was going to take it, and then I remember the one time I said something about it, like just recently, where I said something. Oh well, when I'll do this with Brian's truck, and he's like, "You're under the impression that I'm okay with giving it up," and I kind of like
sounds like Chuck.
It kind of like gave me a little pause about it, especially with what plans I had to bring it up. But when he brought it up first that time, I was like, man, I must be doing something right.
Man, that, oof. Like I said, gives me goosebumps thinking about it because I know how much that truck means to you, man.
For sure. It's a big deal to me. And like that's how, and like now it's like every time I get to drive it, there's things that when I first got it even, I was spending every weekend at the shop, like doing little things to it. Anytime any chance I got, even yesterday, I was trying to fix the toolbox in the back of it, just the handle, like just little things. Like there's always something I'm trying to do to it. It's one of the first cars in a very, very long time that's got me excited to work on cars again.
Let me guess, the last one was the Camaro.
No, I've been excited to work on certain things since the Camaro.
What the? Because you had
the Samurai.
Oh yeah,
the Comanche,
right.
my black Cherokee.
Yep, I remember. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've had some cars that like got me excited, but I mean it's probably been, or my K10. Remember the big '78 K10?
Oh yeah, you didn't have that long though.
No, I didn't get. Well, I had it for a winter, but I never drove it in the winter, so I had it for a
I can't
whole
believe
fall.
you sold it.
I mean, I blew that fucker up bad, and I didn't realize COVID. Like I thought I had sold that during COVID. I thought we were all fucked, like I couldn't make any money during COVID.
Yeah.
Like that thing was it was gonna be another $2,000, and then all of a sudden, government's like, "Oh, hey, here's $2,000." I was like, "You couldn't have told me you were gonna give me this? I have a sick ass square body right now." Everyone else is like, "I need to pay my rent. I need some money." I'm over there like, "I need a big black Chevy, bitch. Give me some money, government." Joe Biden's giving me that big block money. Sorry, it was because I leaned into it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck. God damn.
Give me some money, Biden. Need a big black Chevy.
See, now that I know that you're actually, like, it's yours, man, I feel like the truck you just got, I say focus on Chuck. Like, focus on your Brian's truck, man.
Well, no, that's what, I mean, I have the header.
That's your show truck right there.
Dude, you don't realize, I made like an $1,100 Rock Auto order. Like last week. Yeah.
Let me get a loan.
No. Listen, this ain't fucking. I'm not just out here throwing dollar bills. I mean, I need a return on my investment. The white truck right now is what I drive because I don't ever want Brian's truck to be my only mode of transportation.
Yeah.
As soon as things happen with me selling the Vic, I was like, okay, that means that this white truck needs to be running now. Which I had put the rear axle in it a couple weekends ago because that's what all it needed to actually be a functioning truck. That and brake lines. But
well, you also don't live too far from work, like so you're not putting crazy miles on.
No, I live a half mile from my shop.
Yeah, lucky bastard.
Yeah, and then I live a mile from the gym, so my round trip for an entire day is maybe 3 miles.
See that on camera?
Yeah. I live in a 2-mile radius, work, home, gym, and that's about all I do with my life.
He lives in the lavish lifestyle of Valparaiso, Indiana.
Oh yeah, we're real ritzy.
I'm trying to move out there, but land is so fucking expensive, dude.
Yeah, no, I wanna move out of downtown. I mean, don't get me wrong. What's nice about it is that it is downtown Valpo,
and everything's there.
Yeah, and if I lived in like a downtown of like a shittier place, I'd be mad about it. But I live in downtown Valpo.
So compare it to Crown Point.
Honestly, I Crown Point has gone. I don't know if it's gone older or just downhill.
I think it's gone older. I think it was like hip out there. Everybody's there partying and all that stuff, and now it's just.
You know what it is? It's the generation above us got old.
But see,
that was Crown Point.
Wasn't that Valpo though a few years ago?
No, I feel like Valpo is now. Like because if you talk to people about like, hey, where are you going on a Saturday night?
Valpo. It's
Valpo. It's Duffy's. It's Franklin House even has fallen off a little bit. but it's Duffy's, it's Cementos. Cementos is a little bit of an older crowd for Valpo, and I feel like Valpo is a little bit of an older crowd in general.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Even with the college right there?
I feel like the college kids go to Franklin House,
Okay.
and you can tell you go into Franklin House now, and it's like, I feel like I'm old. But I mean, I'm telling you all this as if I go to these bars, bro. I can't remember the last time I went to Cementos like 3-4 months ago, maybe. I mean,
So now it's just like work, gym, home, repeat.
dude,
Monday through Friday.
So even on Sunday this past weekend, I woke up, went to the gym at went to the work at like 8 or 9 a.m. on Sunday, to the shop, worked on my truck, white truck, worked on the white truck from then until noon, went home. That's when my Rock Auto order got there. Worked on it from, I ate lunch like I normally would on a regular work day when the shop is open.
So it's like a regular work day.
Dude, it really was. But then I went back to work. I packed the gym bag when I was on my lunch. Went back to work, worked for another like 2 hours, let my food settle. Went to the gym at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and then worked out for an hour and a half. Literally changed right back into the same clothes and went back to the shop and stayed there until like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
You got a system, and I need to get on that system and getting on that rhythm.
Like I said, though, it's nice that I live so close to my shop. Granted, you have like a little mini shop here, but like I get so much work done, like just I don't know, like between that and like even last night. Like last night I decided I'm going to take a night off the gym, even though I took today off the gym. I'm going to take a night off the gym because as much as working out helps with keeping the weight off, or like if I want to lose weight or whatever I'm doing, your nutrition matters just as much. So last night, my job, like I told myself, like if I'm not going to the gym, I need to make sure I'm still achieving my goals somehow, and that was go grocery shopping and meal prep. So I did those back to back, and then I had a few things I had to drop off, like stop at O'Reilly's, stop at FedEx, things that like I would have been like, okay, if I go to the gym, I have to hurry up at the gym so I can get done and go do that.
Yeah.
I decided to just take a day off, do the things I need to do. That way this weekend, it's Thursday, coming into Friday, I don't have any of that petty bullshit that I have to worry about.
It's just straight gym.
Well, gym or working on things this weekend, which is going to be the headers on Ryan's truck.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I miss working out with you. I do, but it just sucks. Even though I get off at 2 o'clock and gives me time to get home, get a backpack, let the boys out, and all that crap.
Driving, you're talking about an hour worth of driving, so you're cutting an hour out of your day.
Yeah,
that's a lot. If you talk to me right now about cutting an hour out of my day, I have nowhere that hour can fit.
But see, you have all the good, you've worked out with me before, so you know that I know somewhat of what I'm doing. Yeah. You're more in detailed and getting certain angles, certain areas, certain muscles, and everything.
Yeah, but that's something that you don't necessarily need to work on right away. Like I know, and I've kind of ever since, especially with working on you, sometimes I need to understand to take a step back.
Yeah. Not
everyone's at the level that I'm at when it comes to working out. So you don't need to focus on keeping your elbows tucked and then getting this certain angle. Some people just need to focus on the basics.
Yeah.
Like do your fundamentals. Because if you can't walk, you can't run.
I was at one point, I think I was still at a Precision Strip working at that job. I was working out with Pedro.
Mm-hmm. Pedro he's in good shape.
Dude, I went to work out with him. I was paying him for like a month so he can train me and stuff.
Yeah, as a physical trainer.
Yeah. This dude, I think it was the second or third week. I don't know what it was in my shoulder, or I think it's both my shoulders. Dude, I was waking up in the middle of the night screaming like, it hurts. Like Aries, like I don't remember any of it. She was telling me all this stuff. Like, dude, I was that sore from working out with Pedro. I loved it, but I hated it at the same time.
You gotta find like a sweet
happy medium.
Yeah, because you don't want to. Whenever I take someone who's like fresh, starting off into it, you don't want to take them through the worst workout of their life, because then it's like they don't feel any of the reward from it.
Yep.
You want to feel like you did something. Like I at this point now, I changed up the way I did my legs. I think think it was Monday. My legs are still sore today. It's Thursday. Yeah, no,
But see, I like that pain though.
no, that's the thing. I've gotten to that point now where I enjoy it to an extent. But yesterday was miserable at work because it was Wednesday, so it's 2 days after. So if you really hit a muscle group hard, you could you're real sore 2 days later.
See, my one of my goal is to get a good workout in full body, like get a full body workout in, schedule a massage, and just get in there, dude.
I want a massage so bad. I've never had one.
What?
Yeah.
You've never had a full body massage?
Never had any massage.
All right, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Yeah, I'd be very grateful. There's that one girl that we went to high school with. I think Corey dated her. She has her own massage
she's
parlor.
actually not too bad.
I thought about it.
She's not too bad. I've been to her at least 5 times. She's good, but she's not as good as State of Mind, the place in Crown Point.
I've actually heard of that place.
They're the number one massage therapy and hairstylist in this area.
I might look into that.
I bought spa days for my mom, spa days for Ari. Me and Ari went on a double date spa day. And she said, every time I go there, I'm out. Like, I'm sleeping, I'm snoring. They're massaging my fingers and stuff. I'm just out.
Really?
Dude, I'm serious.
You're really turning me on here, huh?
No, but they prep you good. They give you a robe. They sit you in a full body massage chair. Give you some cucumber water and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, we're ready for you. Lights are dimmed and
I'm
everything.
over there like shots.
Dude, it's amazing. I'm definitely getting you one. That'll be a good fucking video blog right there, dude.
I'd do it for sure.
That'd be a good.
Fucking get Zach. We'll do a boys' day.
I feel like Zach would just be like, oh yeah, that's the spot right there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's awkward for everybody. Dude, we gotta have a fucking podcast with Zach on and
dude, that's what I'm like.
Talk about
Zach was supposed to be here. He was on the last one, but I think I might redo
stuff with him.
See, that's why I love doing these podcasts, man. We just sit there and talk about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you were like, "Oh, we gotta come up with topics to stay on point." I'm like,
well, no, not really.
Like the fun of it is
just to get the start of it, like to get it going.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like we've been doing good so far. You were really good with getting answers out and actually going into detail and everything, dude. Like,
I
seriously.
feel like I get way too bogged down in details that are unimportant.
Like you're in it, and it's actually really fucking good. And I feel like I'm like undergraded right now because your answers are like, damn, he needs to be on like a really good podcast right now.
I feel like, see, but the thing is, I'm just talking to you as, because I even thought about it today, and I've told like a couple people about like, oh, I'm doing a podcast, and they're like, what are you talking about? What are you going to talk about? And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
It's honestly just about.
I thought it was going to be awkward, but really, it's just I talk to you as if it's just you and I talking, because even when people ask, like, you know, as here comes the fucking stereotypical, I always think about Joe. I always watch Joe Rogan's podcast. Not always, but like I follow along with some of the stuff. I used to be much more like up to date on his stuff when he was on YouTube, but now he's on Spotify, and I don't have Spotify. So yeah, I honestly thought about getting Spotify specifically for him, but
straight on Spotify.
Big thing about him is like he just talks. Like he doesn't have any expectations. I feel like he just talks about whatever it is, and like
whatever hits your mind. Boom.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that makes him special is he can talk to anybody the way I'm talking to you. You're one of my best friends in the world, so I can talk to you about anything, anytime. You know, like there's nothing that has anything. You know, like I don't feel awkward. I could talk to you about the left hair on my butthole, and that's not weird to me. You know?
I mean, I've seen it, so.
Jesus Christ, there's way too much information coming out right now. but you know what I'm saying? Like I can talk to you about anything. That's easy because we're friends.
Yeah.
I think that the thing that makes his kind of podcast and anyone's podcast special is when you're talking to someone you've never met before and you could talk to him like that. Who's that chick? The one that interviewed Drake and now she's all famous.
I don't even think I've seen her.
Yeah, I can't. She's got a boy's name, Bobby something.
Nope.
She interviewed Drake in a bed. It was real weird. Yeah, it's like her podcast is called like a good podcast or something like that. She's like really famous all of a sudden. I don't.
So then, what do you think of my name for my podcast, Liquid Therapy?
I think it's a good one. I think it's a very clever too, especially if you're going to make it to where you're drinking.
That's what I thought. But
I wish it could be other things, but no, we got
once we take off and everything, maybe.
take off what?
No, dude. Whoa, chill. Chill. Once the podcast takes off a little bit, yeah. But see, that's why I was like iffy. No. I was iffy about the name because, like, all right, yeah, I want to get me and Ari on here, my mom and my dad and my sister, and like we're actually talking about like because my sister's gay and talk about marriage and
you're gay
where
too.
I'm at. Sometimes. Only on Sundays. And then, but then I was like, fuck.
Sunday.
But then I'm like, fuck. I want to get the guys on here to talk about car stuff and everything. It's like, how do I get it all into one podcast? Like, I don't want it to be like segregated to one subject.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing with. I feel terrible because I'm going to keep doing this, but like Joe Rogan. He talks about science one day, fighting the next day, cars one day, politics one day. It's anything. That's what a podcast is for. If I wanted to tune in and watch the same bullshit, that's called the news. No one wants to fucking watch that shit.
I never watch news. I haven't watched the news since probably high school.
I mean, I've watched the news, but now it's like
I don't watch it.
I watch it to know.
It's too depressing.
I watch it to know what the government wants me to think, and I'll be like, yeah. Guess what? Fuck you. I don't think that.
They're probably listening right now.
Oh, they're definitely listening. Our phones are on. They're listening.
Oh yeah.
Go fuck yourself, Joe Biden.
I got a big dick.
Your FBI agent's like, he's black. We don't need that.
Oh man.
I have questions I want your answer on.
This is good. See, this is good.
Because I actually had questions thinking about a podcast with you.
All right, let's
and
get
these
it.
are questions that I've never thought about. Well, not that I haven't thought about, because I've definitely thought about them. But questions that I've never asked you specifically.
And now you want to ask them on the podcast?
Yeah, because now the pressure's on. Now you have to answer me with thoughtful responses. You ready?
All right, let's go.
So you have a daughter now. What do you think changes when you have a kid? Because like, there's been times in my life where I've dated, like in high school even, I dated a mom. Granted, I knew nothing about what the fuck I was doing back then. But like nowadays, like obviously it's much more common that like single moms would hit me up.
Yeah.
And I'm just not, I feel like I'm definitely not the kind of guy that could be a stepdad.
You're not ready for that.
Not that I'm not ready. I really think if I had my own child, it would be different. But I feel like I'm waiting for that thing, you know, like, because I've liked girls that had kids. But like I knew in the back of my head, like I'm not going to be able to be a stepdad. Like I can't. And it's something that's wrong with me. It's not that there's something wrong with them. It's that like I have a specific type of love. I'm able to write off my own family.
Yeah.
If you're the kind of person that deserves to be written off, I'll write you off, no matter if you're my blood relation or not. So like I feel like when it comes to the day when I have my own child, I feel like there's going to be some kind of like attachment or change that I can feel, you know, physically. You know what I'm saying? So I want your opinion. Did you have that when you had Eliza, where it was like there is this physical change, like you felt something different about her?
About Ari?
No, I mean, Ari, yeah, because even while she's pregnant, though, I feel like if I had a woman in my life where she was pregnant with my child, there's going to be a whole nother level of like, that's my woman carrying my child. Yeah. Like my blood is going to be produced from that woman. Like I don't know how to explain it. You know, like I can't. The being
I get what you're trying to say. And
so when you had Eliza, was there a change in your mentality of how you carried yourself or what you did in your life that was different?
As of the day when she was born and in the hospital for 2 to 3 days, no, nothing has really changed.
But you had 9 months to think about it.
Yes, 9 months to think about it. Like, even still, during that 9 months, I'm still like, okay, I'm still living my regular life. It's just me and Ari, the dogs, and just living our life and everything.
But as the time gets closer...
As the time got closer, it's just like, it's slowly set in my head and talking to other guys at work that have kids and everything. It's just like, dang, dude, this is actually going to happen. And then the day that we were supposed to go get induced, her water broke right before she was supposed to be induced. We were still at the house. The day that we were supposed to get induced, I came home and I'm actually freaking the fuck out.
Fucking timing, isn't it?
Dude, you have no idea. Like, I came home. She was already working from home. I'm like, all right, we're getting induced. I'm not gonna lie, I felt some type of way on my way home, and I'm like, it's a lot of emotion, a lot of just like, am I ready? Am I the right father? Am I able to do this job? I came home. I got on the bike and I came into the house. Ari saw it on my face. Like, she saw it. Like, go do what you got to do. I had a ride, dude. Like, that cleared my head, got all the emotions out because like it's a lot. And after we named her after my grandmother, which is my rock, I lost her in 2020. It was a lot of emotions, and even at work, dude, I was ready to just leave work and just go home. But I knew it would be a lot worse if I came home and just sat there and waited. But the day that she was born, dude, like you cut that umbilical cord. It is definitely like you kind of feel the same, but it's like, oh my God, yeah, I just cut the umbilical cord. It's not until you actually get to hold her and she's actually calm, chilling, wrapped up, sleeping, and you look at her, it's like, holy fucking shit, dude. Like, this is, I made this.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's that moment of realization.
Yes, and I was in the hospital.
But what do you feel like changed? Like, what do you do different now than you would have back then? Like, is there something that's like on a day-to-day basis that you think about, or is it just like overall, I have a kid now? Like, how does this work?
How do I explain it?
Because you're at an age now. I mean, you had her. You're
29.
You were 29.
Yeah.
Because it was before your 30th.
Yeah.
So you were 29. Not that I can't ask Adam these questions, but Adam has a child that's 10, 11 years old.
So you had him early.
So, well, I really feel like he was 18 or 19 at the time. So
I feel like that's a whole different experience.
yeah,
though.
you're going through something where you haven't experienced all of life yet.
Yeah.
Not that we have experienced all of life, but I feel like right now versus when I was 19 or 20, I was a stupid fucking idiot back then. So even if I were to have a child and I had that moment of realization, I wouldn't know what the fuck to compare it to. We've lived a life now.
Mm-hmm.
We've had many jobs. We've had ups and downs. We've gone through some shit. To have that moment where you're physically holding the next generation, you're holding your child, and it's your first child. That's what I'm talking about. Like, what is it different that you do now?
Everything, dude. It like before, I just get up to go to work. It's like, fuck yeah, I want to get these parts. I want to go do this. I want to go out and drink. I want to support my bad habits and everything. But now it's just like, it still sucks getting up early and going to work, but it's like now you have a true purpose of getting up, going to work every day, making sure she's good and having a good future. Like, my whole lifestyle has basically changed. Like, I don't go out as much. I'm more of a homebody now. It's like when I'm at work, I'm like, fuck, is my 12 hours up, my 8 hours up? I'm ready to go home. Like, I don't want to go out and do anything. I want to come straight home, just chill with her, play on the floor with her, see her laugh and everything. And like, I'm in a bubble now at this point.
Well, it's funny about that is you mentioned that, but it seems like ever since she's been here, now you're starting to get more things done. Your GTO is coming along faster.
Yeah.
Your bike is getting done faster. It seems like you're getting a lot more stuff done quicker.
And that's funny that you say that, because most people, like, before Eliza was born, everybody said, "Oh, you're not going to get nothing done. Oh, you're not going to be this, do that, and all that stuff." I honestly think that that's because they had a bad experience having kids, and not everybody having kids is going to be the same situation.
Yeah. Okay.
And I hate when people, like, that was me and Aries' pet peeve. Like, we hated it. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, you better enjoy this now. You're not going to be able to do that when the baby comes." I'm like, okay.
A negative
I like a challenge.
mindset about
yes.
it. Okay.
I like a challenge. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've gotten the motor, the trans, the drive shaft, the interior's almost done, the radio's done, and like that car's almost done. The bike, basically done. I want to do some more stuff to it, but I'm more.
Well, I mean, it was tore apart last time I saw it. One of the last winter.
And there's still more stuff I want to do to it and everything, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, my hours just got cut, and I'm not making as much as I was weekly. So I'm like, okay, let me cut back on this, like get stuff here and there, come out here and work on this. And I can't wait for the day that she can actually come out here with me and actually do this stuff. But I'm more just smart with my money.
Yeah. It seems like you're more smart with your time.
Oh, yeah. Big
Because-
time.
Because, like I said, it's not just money. You don't have a pile of parts sitting in the corner. I see a pile of empty boxes in the corner.
Yeah.
So
And a
things
lot
are
of-
actually getting done.
Can they see that over there?
I don't think so. No, it's behind your big old head.
If you can't see that, that's all the Halloween decorations that the wife decided not to put up after I took them down. Yeah.
Better hope you don't see this.
Oh, I already told her about it. She's like, I don't want to put it up for 2 weeks and then have to take it down. She wanted to leave the skeleton up for Christmas. I'm like, no, the hell you not. That is Jesus' birthday.
Put Christmas lights on the skeleton. You're good to go.
No, we're not leaving the skeleton up for Christmas. No.
It's Jesus' birthday. All of a sudden, the black came out of you. Oh boy, that was good.
But yeah, it's a warm moment, dude. I honestly, I can have the shittiest fucking day, the shittiest day at work. Slam truck, 50 trucks within an hour of me starting like today. 50 trucks coming in. It's not even, the sun's not even set. 50 trucks, load them in the fucking dark and all that stuff. People yelling at me, truckers mad, they're overloaded, underloaded, and all that shit. And it takes one Snapchat from my mom or from Mary if she's home working. That girl just rolling around the floor, bouncing around in the bouncer, dude. I'm just like, yep, all right, let's get this shit done, dude. I'm ready to get home. Let's go. Like, even right now, just talking about it, I just do it.
That's awesome. That's really, it's a good, and like, I know this is still pretty early, so it's not like you have to deal with a toddler or anything like that.
Yeah.
Someone that's stressing you out, running around, beating up the house.
I don't think she's gonna stress me out, dude.
I mean, you can't say that.
Everybody says right now, like, Ari gets stressed out. In my opinion, she's probably gonna say she doesn't, but I've been with Ari for damn near 10 years at this point.
Jesus
I
Christ.
think it's been about 10 years. 14, yeah. It'd be probably 10 years next year, dude. 2014. 2014, I think that's when everything...
How
15.
fucking old are we, bro?
I know, time's crazy. It's going.
Yeah. My brother Chuck, when we were out there that night, and he told me about Brian's truck, that same night I said something about him and his wife. And he was like, yeah, we're coming up on our 15th anniversary of being married. He goes, that means 21 years of us being together. And I'm like,
Time's flying.
bro.
That's another thing, too. When you have a kid, dude, I swear to God, time for like emphasis on flies. It's
Well, I feel like that's
flying.
a part of us getting older too, because I feel like my life from 21 to 25 went by fast, but from 25 to 28, which is only 3 years, has gone by faster than the 10 years from 10 to 20.
I've actually noticed that too. Now that you said something, dude, I feel like since COVID, I feel like things have sped up.
Yeah, from like 2018 to 2019, let's say that. Like 2018 to 2019, I felt like took longer than 2020 to 2023.
Oh yeah, big time.
It's crazy how fast things change now.
Yeah, because 2020.
That was COVID.
Was it the end of COVID or
No,
the
COVID.
beginning?
COVID kicked off like March to April of 2020, because that was when I remember distinctly. It was like April was when Adam and I decided we're gonna go to the gym every day before work, and that was when I decided, because I was at my heaviest at 305, and I was like, I'm gonna make these changes. I'm gonna start going to the gym. 2 days. We went 2 days to the gym, and then they closed the gym down for COVID. 2 days.
You didn't even tell them how much your actual where you were
Yeah.
and where you're at now.
So we'll start with that, where I said, I told Adam. Adam is one of my other best friends, and he worked with me at Firestone for 2.5-3 years, and Adam and I have remained close since I left there, which was that's like a true testament of a friendship. I've noticed that with you. It's like when we sat out there at that fire the other night, where it's like I'm sitting with all these people, and I'm like, how do I know all these people? I don't. how does Kennard know all these people? It's like one person. Like I'm from high school, the other guy's from one job, another guy's from one job, and I'm like, Kennard just makes all these friends from different jobs. But it's a true testament of how well you can get along with people. Because like I have Adam, but from no other job am I still hanging out with anybody else. You know, like even the people with my job now.
Damn, now you got me thinking about that.
Think about it, dude. The job I work right now, I don't ever hang out with those people outside of work.
Damn, because now
I work with my brother. I don't even hang out with him outside of work.
Since I got into 150, Jeff, Eric, Austin, Caleb. Damn, dude.
It's funny, isn't it?
I never actually thought about that. Like, that's what Eric keeps telling me. Like, you're a people person. I'm like, dude, I can't stand motherfuckers. I can't stand them.
But you get along with them. I mean, I feel like there may be most people you don't get along with, but like the few you latch onto.
I've been invited to so many things from people at work. It's like, yeah, you're cool, but no, I'm straight, dude. I'm good. I'm good. Especially where I work at, predominantly white. I am the only black guy that works there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it actually in the whole company.
That was like me going to Maryville. There's me and Zach.
Bro. no, this is a whole different level, man.
Oh, I know.
You still had like a handful of
Yeah, no, there was.
I am the only one. We have this refresher we do every year where we have to get refreshed on MShaw. It's a whole nother level of OSHA. Since I had to work that day, I had to go out to the Indianapolis office. And this is where all the other people that had to work that day, they go. I had talked to numerous other people from different plants. I'm like, yeah, no, you're the only black guy. This is weird, bro.
Token.
Yeah, but there were no other black guys on the ground doing the physical labor work. But if you go to that office, I saw like 3 or 4 black guys in suits walking around like, yeah, I make more money than you. I'm like, hey, brother, what you do over there, man? Let me learn how you do that still. I want to be over these white folks.
Oh boy.
even
It's a good sound right in the microphone.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Liquid therapy at its finest. Yeah. Even at union meetings, dude, like you'd be surprised. There's a handful of black people in there. African Americans. I shouldn't say black people. African Americans. Don't want to be offending anybody.
I'm very offended that you didn't say black people. Or them. Never mind.
Yeah, shut up. Shut up. I'm like, oh.
I got you on that.
About to take a sip. He says some, whoa, shit. You want to go there?
Wow. That changed quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We have one black guy that works with me, but he's white.
Will you say the same thing about me?
No. He's like, his dad was black and his mom was white, but he, by the visual test,
white.
Not allowed to say the N-word.
Really?
He said it.
He's light-skinned, did it?
You'd have given him the look. No, he's straight up white. Like, not
really?
Like white. Yeah. When he told me he was black, I did not believe him. I was like, okay, yeah, just because you want to say the word.
I think it's mama cheating. Because there's no way to
I feel like the only thing I can say to that, it would be racist. He's black by the way he acts. I was watching that podcast. Have you seen that Shane Gillum guy?
Mm-mm.
Oh, God, dude. On Netflix, you got to look up his special. It's called Beautiful Dogs.
God damn, dude, you're not lying. You're chugging them.
I'm not chugging them. I didn't refill one.
I've only had 2. You're on your 4th.
Because you're a little bitch.
That was a little aggressive. Yeah, that was a little aggressive. But it's okay. I expected it. I haven't seen you in a while, so.
I bought a 6-pack for today, so I planned on making 6 last for today. I didn't plan on taking home leftovers. So let me get through this really quick as far as the fitness journey. I started at 305, and that was April of 2020. And I decided I was going to go to the gym every day before work. So we would wake up. I don't know what time he'd wake up because he lived in Chesterton. I lived in Valpo. I lived a mile from the gym. And I was usually
so it was a drive for him.
Yeah, I was usually the one that was like, dude was making sacrifices for me. I swear to God. We would get to the gym. Our usual meeting time was 6 a.m. We'd meet at the gym at 6, work out until about 7. 7, we'd break up, go shower, go to work, and that was generally the. I mean, we did it for 2 days. The gym shut down for COVID. I decided to go out and get I got a punching bag and a battle rope.
Oh, I remember you got that.
Yeah, I still have it. Still use a punching bag quite a bit. But I decided I wasn't going to let that stop me. COVID was not going to stop me. COVID could stop a lot of things from happening, but it couldn't stop me. So I continued with whatever I could and working out at home. I set up that little workout area in my house that I still have set up now, but even now I have way more stuff.
Oh, I bet.
I have a bench, I have dumbbells.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's nice. I got the adjustable dumbbells, the one you pick up the little pin and you can slide it and then change it from 10 pounds all the way up to 50 in each one.
I just got one of those.
Oh, they're so nice. So versatile. But so I decided then I was going to change, and then I started doing other things where it was I'm going to make sure I don't go to sleep at night without having my dishes done. I'm going to make sure I do my dishes every night. I'm going to make sure I do my laundry. I'm going to make sure, I'm not going to be the guy.
Get a checklist out.
Well, not just a checklist. It's you be an adult to where, you know how when people come over to your house and you're like, oh, I got to do this, this, and this, and this because I'm going to have company over. Mm-hmm. I have a point to make in my life at that time where it was I don't want to do any of that. I want it to be oh, you want to come over? Okay. I don't have to do anything. Yeah, there's always some things you can improve on, straighten up a little bit here and there. But I never have to be oh my God, I need to redo this,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's in the back of my head, if it needs to be done, why not do it right now? What is more important, And that almost completely killed how much I played video games. I almost never play video games now.
I haven't played. I literally have my whole setup in my office. Mm-hmm. Nothing's plugged in.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy how little I play video games. And I feel maybe that was a big thing. Bro, what do you do when playing video games?
I don't think it is, though, because I don't play video games, but we both don't play video games, but you go to the gym way more than I do.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about fitness per se. I'm saying about, you have a kid, so,
Well, even before the kid.
You're spending your time doing what? What is it you're spending your time doing? And you work more than I do. And you have a longer drive to and from work. So think about it. I have a 2 to 3 minute drive to work, maybe 5. So, but what I'm saying is, the same way we were talking about earlier, if you cut off 1 hour out of my day, I'm fucked. Because all of my time is so accounted for in waking up. I make myself breakfast every day.
Every day?
Yeah, I make a same exact breakfast sandwich every day.
See, what stops me from doing that is the fact that I start work at 6 a.m. and I have to leave my house. I'm up
That's
at
completely understandable.
4:40. I'm up out of bed, getting ready, brushing my teeth, and getting dressed, and I'm out the door by at least 4:55.
Uh-huh. You know what I did on some days where I don't feel, and when I had a girlfriend at the time, that I did feel there's times where she would keep me up later than I wanted to be up, or I'd be at her house later than I was expecting to be. So I didn't have time in the morning to make myself breakfast. I would meal prep breakfast.
See, I started doing that, and that's the other thing too. I don't eat a lot of breakfast, so 2 boiled eggs, I'm set until lunchtime.
Okay, if you can do that, more power to you. But I can't do that. I'm not built like that. I love food.
I do too.
Then you need to let yourself eat and make sure you're eating when you can. So how long is your drive to work?
With all this construction now, about 25 minutes.
You
30
can eat
minutes.
your bowl as you're driving.
Nah. There's a lot of stupid people that can't drive. Especially with construction and everything.
Make burritos.
That is a good idea because I ain't gonna lie. The last 2 nights, Ari made some bomb-ass quesadillas.
Breakfast burritos are a very very good option.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and then it's in it.
Do you freeze them or you just put them in the fridge?
I've actually never done breakfast burrito preps. I've seen other people do them. My ex made them for me. Wow. She did one time, and they were pretty good. I mean, I don't know if she froze them or not, but I know I put them in the toaster oven and rewarmed them that way. and it made them crispy on the outside, so they weren't gross or nothing. I mean, it was pretty damn good. Can't complain.
Any sauce? It was just straight eggs and like some sausage.
Well, she had eggs, beans, some other things in there. I mean, beans are good because they're high in protein, but they're also high in fat a little bit, so they're higher calorie, higher protein. But they're good for filler. I mean, if you like beans, I mean, I personally am not like, oh my god, I could really go for some fucking beans right now.
Well, no, I need to mix it in with something. I can't just eat some straight beans.
Well, not just that. Like, I don't like beans even mixed in with things, but now I've gotten to the point where it's like, I'm an adult. I'll eat beans.
Yeah. I've noticed that too since we've gotten older. It's like, why did I hate this food?
Yeah, it's like,
it makes no sense.
It's like every single thing that you eat needed to be so good on its own.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, if you mix it all together, it's pretty okay.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
that's how it was with white rice, dude. Like, I couldn't stand white rice as a kid. Family make it for breakfast, and I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. I can't.
White rice.
Yeah.
I think that has something else to do with it.
No. Have you seen my wife?
Okay, but she's definitely brown rice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
brown
she
rice.
ain't.
I love me some brown rice.
This makes all the sense in the world now, doesn't it?
Putting two and two together.
You ain't fooling nobody. But yeah, getting all sidetracked here. When I decided to lose all that weight, it was, I'm not going to let COVID gym shut down stop me. And then when the gym did open up, I was there at 6 every morning. And back then, it wasn't like the gym was open 24/5.
Yeah.
Like the way it is now. Like Planet Fitness.
Hate it.
Planet Fitness is only open 24 hours, 5 days a week, not 7 days a week. But I remember back then, it wasn't even that. It was like...
Shout out Anytime Fitness. Best gym.
If you're rich and can afford it.
I'm not rich and I can't afford it, but I still got it.
Please tell me more about how you're not rich while I sit in your enormous garage with a motorcycle and a GTO all torn apart with your nice new 6.2 liter Chevy sitting in the driveway with a Volkswagen Jetta and a Jeep. I have one 1998 Silverado.
Would you like to compare bank accounts? Exactly.
We could compare loans.
My bank account says, you are broke, nigga.
But your loans are like, give me some money.
Yeah. I still paying on the truck. Oh, about less than $5,000 on the
GTO's
Volkswagen.
paid off now, isn't it?
Fuck yeah, it is.
That's been a little while. I remember you.
Everything in here is paid off.
Except for me, you ain't paid me yet.
Once this takes off, I'll start paying you.
All right.
Because this is a really good interview. I fucking love it. Like, this is actually like, we're actually getting somewhere, actually getting some key points and subjects and everything. Like, it's really good. I'm actually enjoying this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this more often. I like this. This is fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like we're only just talking about the same shit that me and you already know about each other, except for obviously the questions I ask you.
Well, no, I'm actually getting some more info, like some deep info from you about certain things. It's like, oh shit, really? Like,
Well,
damn.
that's the thing about like asking you about Eliza. Like I've been thinking about that for a long time, but I just never got. We're always at like a birthday party or something like that. It's not really an appropriate time to stop and ask you.
It's just me and you.
Because I mean, obviously, even when you were talking about it right there, you're starting to get a little choked up.
That's my baby girl, man.
Yeah, I get it. I completely
it.
get it. But that's why I wanted to ask you something like that at a birthday party. I'm not going to ask you that when we're sitting
Yeah,
around,
I
sitting around a
can
fire with a bunch
see
of
that.
people
I
I
can
don't
see
know.
that. You know what her first words were?
She said her first words already?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
And I wasn't around to hear it.
What?
Dada.
I was about to say. Probably a word that starts with N.
Nigga. No.
She was calling her dad.
Fuck you. No, Ari went to go pick her up from her grandma's, and her grandma's like, who got you? Who got you? And Ari's holding her, and she's like, Dada. And Ari texts me like, your daughter's fired. I'm like, why? She came home with the saltiest fucking look on her face.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's all kids. They always say dada first. Cause I don't.
Nah, I think daughters say dada first, and sons say mama first.
Huh.
That's what I truly think that.
I'm gonna look into that scientific research.
Because like you got to think about it. My mom had 2 boys, 1 girl. I'm probably the closest out of her 3 kids with her. I'm her baby boy, and I always will be. Like, that's my mom. I love her to death and everything. Do anything for her. Ari is really close with her dad. That's his baby girl. Like, you got to think about it though. It's always
Yeah, I
like
get it completely. Yeah, I mean, I was a big mama's boy, but then again, I feel like a lot of everybody in my family would have been because my mom raised most of us.
No, there's literally like it's weird how it all plays out.
Now that you're mentioning it, yeah, because Jackie was probably more of a dad.
Exactly.
Even though my dad's
my sister, my sister and my dad can't separate them two. Hands down. And my dad has 3 other daughters.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's out there. That's wild.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, dude.
Interesting how dynamics with children work. But dude, kudos to those that like do have like your dad, where he's got 3 other daughters and like.
Nah, he a bitch.
All right. But still stays in touch and like still like is there for the family. Like I don't know, like that means something. Like because some people made that mistake of not being able to. Because call me old fashioned. I think you should be married in order to have kids. And I think that once you're married, that's for life.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. Fully, to an extent.
If you think about it, you're one of the only people that I know that's in my friend group that's really taken that to heart. Like, nothing against Adam. He had a child when he was young. What? Corey, I mean, he has a kid before, that was before they got married. But, like, they ended up getting married, so I get it. It was all really fast. But, like, as far as, like, how I would model a relationship.
Oh, married, kid, house.
Well, I mean, a long relationship. Married, kid, house. You see what I'm saying? You knew that Ari was the woman that you were going to spend the rest of your life with before you got married to her. And then before you had a child with her, you got married to her. You see what I'm saying? You didn't skip any steps.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And there's a few people in our friends group that I'm not going to say any names, but it's just like, that was quick. It's real quick.
Okay, you don't have to say names for people to feel like that's directly about them. Jesus, ain't fuck.
If they feel it's directly towards them, then I guess they got to think about what their life decisions.
Fits.
There you go. If the boot fits.
No, I get it. Cinderella, wear your slipper. But if I feel like even amongst like all of my friends, I mean, Zach is on the way. I mean, Zach's on that path, but I want that path too. The problem is I'm going to be fucking 40 if I follow the same path.
I'm so glad you said that.
Why?
Because you remember there was a time in our lives where you, me, and Zach were hanging out nonstop all day, every day. Like it was always us 3.
If you bring up some shit right now, I swear to God, I'm swinging on you.
I have to, because like you got it. The way you're feeling right now is the way that I was feeling back then. It's like, damn, these dudes got the girls. They're all hanging out. They're cool. I feel like I'm like at that point. It would be the fifth wheel. I feel like I'm the fifth wheel.
I'm gonna smack the dog shit out of you. I know where you're about to go with this.
I'm not going to say any names. I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, that's basically how I felt about it. And then now that I look at it, now that I look back on it, it's like, well, shit. Both them niggas left their other previous girls and everything just went to shit and everything. And now looking like I got mine, and Zach's on his way to get his, and you still fucking.
What did you? Don't fucking hit me with the. You really did it. You really did it. You hit me with the. Well, there's fucking you. I can't believe you just did that to me. You said, Jesus Christ, dude, put me on a goddamn cross and crucify me the way you set that up.
My boy Trevor is.
Holy fuck.
Is a fun, good-looking guy, man. No homo. That's my boy.
Oh my God, you
Single
just
man.
set me up.
He
You
is a
set
good
me up
time.
for fucking crucifixion right there.
Hey, you might get some hits on this video right
You were
here,
like,
man.
yeah, Zach's on his way, and then there's
this one.
there's your fucked up ass. Gee, thanks. Appreciate the help there, pal.
No, you know what you want, man. You're not rushing into shit. You've been through the shit. You know
no,
exactly what you want.
I'm definitely pickier than I should be because...
No, you're just not. You got to think about that, dude. Like, if you're going to marry somebody, you want to make sure it's somebody that's like,
but,
I can tolerate that. Because I can't tell you right now, I didn't think about that shit with Aaron. I can't fucking stand her ass. I'm just kidding.
I knew you weren't going to be able to say that. You're exactly right because, like, I know, I mean, you and Ari give me a little bit of like vision as far as like I know what I want. There are definitely relationships, and again, I'm not going to say any names here because I feel like this is going to go out to a lot of people that we know more than it is going to be going out to the masses.
Well, at the same time, if the boot fucking fits, like if they feel offended by it, that's on them.
Yes, I feel that, but like there's also I've learned to it doesn't matter like you have to. I mean, I'm not going to say any names because it's just unfair because I don't know everyone's relationship that closely. But
I do too.
well, wait. But I want a relationship where it's not miserable. I don't want to be talking about someone in 5 years like, oh, you know, I gotta do this or that, and it's like.
I'm glad you said that. Because
Same way as when some people go like, oh, I gotta go to the gym. Ugh, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta go to work.
There are two things, and that's one of them, that I feel like if you feel that type of way about somebody,
why the fuck are you gonna marry them?
if they change, like if, say me and Ari just started dating, and I started acting completely different. I'm not the same person. I don't want to hang out with you guys anymore and all that stuff. Like, and yet I still text you guys like, oh, I miss you. I want to hang out with you guys. Like, we got to hang out. We got to do all this stuff. But then when we do, like, I never show up and everything else like that. Like, if a female changes you to that point, why are you with her? If you cannot bring her around the people that you came up with to get you to that point, why are you around?
I see what you're saying. I see your point. However,
Oh shit, there's a however.
yeah, because think about it. I mean, if that's gonna be the woman that you're gonna be with forever, your friends will change, but you don't marry your friends.
No, but see, that's why I feel different about it. Because at the same time, you can't just marry some random.
No, for sure. I get where you're going with that, but like I feel like there's definitely a step back that you take from your boys a little bit when you're in a relationship like that where it's like you
Maturity. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
maturity. Because there's still some shit in our friend group that is just like, bro, how old are we? Like, why are we still doing stupid shit like this? Like, come on. Like, we're adults here. Like, we should all act like adults.
Yeah, dude, maturity is it's a really hard thing to get a grasp on because like even now I feel like I meet people and it's like, oh, you're one of those where it's
Yeah.
like,
Like,
you're still in a mindset where you're 22.
and don't get me wrong. I can be fully unmature. Like, Ari, I choose a time and a place to be my straight up like, oh, hell, I'm just wild
Let
as
it
shit.
loose, yeah.
Let it loose. And that is with the woman that I love. But it comes a time and a place where it's like, okay, we're out in public, we're out on a double date, or we're out with friends and everything. Act respectful.
Well,
Like,
a big thing with that too is who is it that you're with? So say you're out with Ari.
Yeah.
You don't want to act a way that's going to make her look stupid for
yeah,
being with you.
exactly.
That's a big
Exactly.
thing. In a relationship, in a friendship, anything. I've been through a lot of times where I've made my friends look stupid for being my friend.
Not me.
You had to shower me when I got too drunk to be at my own party.
Hey, that's what boys do, right?
Yeah, but luckily that was at my own party. Luckily we were at a stage, and I can go back to this, and I'll put this on my grave. We went through that stage of drinking at a time where we could do such things at my house in the safety of our house.
Yes, yes.
I know a lot of people now where it's like, you know, maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, where it was like I was meeting people where it's like, oh, you're getting that drunk in public? What
Yeah,
the
no.
fuck is wrong with you?
I can't
But
even
thinking
do that.
back, we did that. We got that drunk, but we did it at the comfort of our homes.
Yes.
And it's not that we were underage; we were of age, but we had the luxury
feel
of being able to.
comfortable.
Well, yeah, you're around your own people. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry about like because your people aren't going to think any less of you. Obviously, we're sitting here right now.
Yeah.
You didn't think any less of me because I passed out on my own bathroom floor in my own puke, and you had to shower me. I mean, that's you don't think anything less of me. We're still best friends. But if you do that and you're in public, I mean, you're talking about like you could end up going to jail because you just don't know. You just don't know how to act. You're not that age yet. Isn't it crazy that we had that luxury to experience that kind of blackout drunkenness and be that type of stupid at home where it didn't matter?
It's bad too. 'Cause I don't like getting that blackout drunk anymore. Like it.
Dude,
the next day is terrible.
I can't remember the last time I was blacked out drunk.
I can. It was my 30th birthday party. That was about it.
That was a fun day.
That was fun.
Dude, I drank an entire bottle of whiskey at my brother's house a couple of months ago, or like a month ago. Bro, I wasn't even that drunk. It was crazy.
It's still fun to get blacked out drunk, but not in public, like at a house.
Yeah,
And do something
with your
like
people,
that. Yes.
with your people, it really is.
That's
like I feel
fun.
like that makes a huge difference. But it's like you said, when you go out and you're out and you want to act a certain way, you have to remember, like you're not just out as Kennard, some young dumb. Like you're out there, you're Aries' husband.
Yeah.
So
And
like
I'm a dad
even if they don't know you, they know you're Aries' husband.
Yep.
Like someone might see you out who works with Aries and be like, oh, that's Aries' husband. And if you act a fucking fool, they're gonna be like, damn, what kind of fucking idiot is Aries married to? Same thing like I think of when it's like I date some girl and it's like, okay, I'm not one that's gonna go out to the bar all the time. So if it's a girl that like I'm dating and she's going out to the bar, she's going out and doing something, and if I'm not there, it's like, are you out there making me look like a fucking idiot for being with you?
That's a good point.
That's a big deal to me.
I can fully understand that.
Because like same thing with like talking to two girls at one time, where it's like I feel like my time is so my time is an investment. So if I'm spending my time with you, I put a value on that time.
Yeah.
So if I'm spending time with you, I'm not gonna go spending the time with someone else, because then it devalues your time. Like if you have $2, or if you have $10, let's say you have $10, would you rather give 10 people $1? Because then they each have $1.
Yeah.
What about it?
Would you rather give some?
Would you give one person $10? Because $10 you can go out and do something with it.
That is a good logic.
I can't get over
very
that.
good
Dude.
logic.
When people talk about certain things, it's like I just don't like it. Because if you don't put that value on your own self, on your own time, no one's gonna put that value on your time for you. They don't know what you're doing. Like for me, people will be like, "Oh, well, just skip the gym that day," or just "Oh, why do you have to wake up early to go to the shop on a day where your shop is closed?" It's like, because I got shit to do. Like I got a life to live.
Dude, I have
value on my own time.
The way you're sounding right now is like, first of all, you are doing an amazing job at the podcast right now. Like you're a pro. Like,
I literally never done this before. I'm just talking to you.
I know, like you're doing a very good job, dude. Like you remind me of the one podcast guy that I actually see. He's a bald mixed guy or whatever. Like he does a lot of
British guy.
No,
he talk like this.
No, he's actually American, and he does a lot of podcasts about nowadays dating, about the women nowadays, how they think, what they see in a man, and everything else.
I'm talking about Andrew Tate.
Dude, that dude's.
He's British.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He doesn't sound British.
He does sound British.
No, the fuck he doesn't.
He talk like this a little bit. No, I'm terrible at his accent.
Yeah, I was gonna say no, dude. No, like he
Shut up.
On it. You sound like him, dude. Like it's insane. Like you're like a man, and that's another subject. One of these days, I want to get on this podcast. Is like, women, what they look for in a man nowadays, and men, what they look for in women nowadays. This is like, it's completely different. And like a woman nowadays is just like trying to get a man that's like, okay, what are you offering? And it's like, okay, I got this, I got that, but I'm gonna love you to the day I fucking die.
Okay.
And then you got a man that's like, oh, what do you offer me? I don't work. All I want you to do is pay for everything.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have any kids.
Granted, you're in a position where you can talk about these things from an outsider's perspective, where you don't have to worry about
That's why I'm glad I got you right now.
Well, okay, so for me personally, I can't speak for what a woman wants and all that.
But like, what are you looking for in a woman?
But that's the thing. There are things that like obviously are green flags and red flags, right? Mm-hmm. But I've stuck to this now for a little while, where it's like I don't go out, like I don't have Tinder or anything like that. I'm single now, but I haven't been single for super long. It's been maybe a month or two. Mm-hmm. But even before that, like before I met my last ex, before I met my last ex, I wasn't on Tinder. I've definitely had Tinder in the past, but I just feel like that's not a healthy environment to be looking for someone. Like no judgment on anyone else who uses that for that purpose.
But how does someone look for somebody?
But that's the thing. As far as a man goes, and this is like what you're saying about my thought on it is I'm going to be the best man I can be and better myself every day. Now, if I see a woman in the gym, granted, I say this, I've never once gone up to a woman in the gym and been like, "Hi, my name is Trevor." Like, I've said something, and like I've made friends in the gym by just talking at people, and whether it's asking for a piece of equipment or what something.
It's honestly how you think about me, how I just make random friends at work who I work with. Like, you have that good energy to where women see it, and that's how you end up.
Yeah,
That's how I feel like they just.
I mean, Julie, my last ex hit me up on Instagram, and then I did like I don't think we had liked any of each other's pictures or anything like that. Like, she just followed me one day, I followed her. She ended up sliding in my DMs, but like I really think it's a big part of it. And back to what it is, like what I was talking about, like you have to be the person that someone wants. Like same thing with like if I hung out with you, if I came over here all the time and I was just getting drunk at your bar, like even if I brought my own alcohol, say I was just coming over here every night and we're getting hammered and I'm acting a fool every night I come over. I'm not the kind of person that you want to be friends with. I'm not the kind of person you want to hang out with every night. Maybe we can be friends, but I'm not the kind of person you want to hang out with a lot,
like
right?
what we do on the daily, basically. Like, I hit you up, like, hey, what are you doing? All right, yeah, we can go out to eat or something, just chill for a minute.
No, I'm saying like consciously, I don't have to think about it because it's just the way I am. But like, there are certain people where it's like you have to consciously think: are you the kind of person that people want to hang out with? You ever met someone? I have a certain person in mind here when I'm talking about this. We'll talk about it after we're done recording. But have you ever met someone who it's like every time you talk about something, they have to grandstand it? Oh, I've done something that was better than that. I've got a story that's cooler than that.
I got like 3 people in mind I know you're talking about, but yeah.
Someone that's, yeah. But like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, no matter what you talk about, there's nothing authentic. They don't have anything to add to the conversation. It's just, oh, I've done something cooler and better. And no matter
Just
what,
trying to always one up.
Yeah, that's not the kind of person you want to hang out with. No. Even if, like, in the back of my head, if you tell me a story, and I have something that one-ups it, like,
It's just like, no. You're like, oh, that's good shit.
I can use my story to relate to your story, and then we can both have it, oh, well, how did it feel when that happened? Like, isn't that the greatest feeling?
Yeah.
Instead of, well, that's not shit, listen to this, like, is that the kind of person you want to hang out with? So at the same time, I think of it as, am I the kind of guy that a girl wants to hang out with? Am I, I go to the gym all the time. Do I sit there and talk to the girl about like, yeah, I was fucking doing some bench pressing? Like,
yeah.
No, like you have to have a personality outside of doing those things. Like be a person, like be a human. There are plenty of other things to like hobbies, whatever it is. Like there's 100 different things. You could read a book, like you could do whatever, like just be a person.
Books, man. Can't read books.
You should try finding one that you should read.
Man, I don't like
Keep
reading.
in mind, I don't like reading either.
I don't like reading stop signs.
I don't like I don't like running.
I love running. Love it.
I do it all the time. You don't.
Yeah, you can see difference here.
Listen, I have belly and man boobs too.
Nah, you have pecs. You don't have man. Yeah, see, stop. You can see that on the camera because you got a hoodie on. But
I gotta fucking piss like a racehorse. You gotta take a break.
yeah, break or you want to end it?
Let's just end this one because I really feel like we should do this again sometime.
Dude, I swear I was feeling the same way.
Maybe next week. Yeah. We'll see.
I'm down.
All right.
But all right, guys. Yeah,
this has been a great time.
this is it, man. This is my boy Trevor.
Liquid therapy.
Liquid therapy at its finest, man. Good episode. Good episode. Talked about a lot of key good moments.
Brought to you by the Fighting Spirit, Modelo. For those with the Fighting Spirit.
We're not going to get sponsored, but also
Could
little
you
something,
imagine how
something.
fucking cool that would be?
Dude, that would be actually pretty cool.
I already have a Modelo's t-shirt. I'll just tell people we're sponsored. Modelo's going to send you a cease and desist. You're like, quit using our name on that racist ass podcast.
But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, man. Until next time, we're going to try to get a video out every week. We'll see what happens, man. As long as I can get people in for interviews. But you got your boy Kenny T. Have my boy Trevor over here. Had a good podcast talking about some good key points in life and just what's going on over here in Northwest Indiana, the shittiest state you can live in.
It's not the shittiest. There's definitely Oregon.
Okay, yeah.
Portland.
Touche.
It's a shit show.
The fourth shittiest state. Fourth or fifth. But yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Until next time. See ya.